Hello everybody and welcome back once again. My name is Jordan, also known as J-Monster, and you're watching episode 5 of the Elves of Lorien. We're back again, fresh from our victory over the Orcs of the Misty Mountains, our crushing defeat outside the gates of Zog-Kala, where we defeated Grishnach, who as you can see has rallied what remains of his ragged forces and has come back from war. We're going to deal with him in a second. First I want to get into a couple things that you can expect to see on the channel and in this Let's Play. I finally got around to doing the armor upgrades like I promised I was going to do. So the Lorien Rangers, the Lorien Swordsmen, and the Lorien Spearmen, and yes, the Cavalry as well. They all have some pretty cool armor upgrades which have been borrowed from DAC. They are high quality and they really kind of bring the Lorien army together, make it look a lot more like a unified kind of professional army. So it's gonna look really cool once we actually get some armor upgrades. We have access to them right now, so when we have the opportunity, we'll go and we'll train up, and you guys can enjoy that. And two, I just got the original Dawn of War today, the very first one that ever came out, and I was thinking, since we lost our old Dawn of War series, I would love to do the entire thing from like the beginning of Dawn of War all the way to Dawn of War 2, like Retribution, I think is the last title that THQ released. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to playing the first one, especially because I love the story in it. So I think that's something that everybody here would like to see, and I'm like 100% certain that I'm going to go and do that. So that's something you can look forward to on the channel pretty quickly. Maybe I'm not sure how it would turn out with Dawn of War and the multiplayer, but potentially we could do a historical battle. If I could get some of my friends interested, we can get on the multiplayer, and we could set things up. So I think that would be a lot of fun to do, like get the Apocalypse mod or something for Soulstorm, and then do like the Battle for Armageddon or something like that, or one of the many battles for Armageddon. Gets some futuristic sci-fi stuff in there to throw in the mix with all the fantasy that we do on the channel. So I think that would be a lot of fun. We'll see what we can do there, but we are definitely going to have some Dawn of War on the channel. I know it was a really popular series, and I'm sure people would love to see it make a comeback. So that's what we're going to do. But first, we're going to take on Grishnach. Words for Grishnach. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, that's very much the broken remnants of his army, plus some Snaga reinforcements that looks like he managed to pick up along the way. So yeah, let's take him out. Our forces are even stronger than before, so I am more than confident that we can take this guy out. The Misty Mountains were crawling like anthills. Not anymore. Orcs were issuing out of 1,000 holes. Yeah, we've plugged most of those holes at this point. Misty Mountains is soon to be ours. Begin deployment. Oh, I love this. Look at this. Our Sylvan host. Our indomitable Sylvan armies. We'll put them in the center. Flanks. We'll have our light swordsmen. Since they don't really have a whole lot of cavalry that we need to be concerned about. Turn that off. Some reserves. Have these guys in behind. We're gonna march at them in a big block because I don't want to expose my my troops to the. Oh, we have another unit of Lorien Rangers there. Let's do that. Let's do this then. But I don't want to expose my troops too much to the enemy wargs in the field, so we're just gonna walk at them in like a big tight bunch like this. There's not so many of them that we really need to be afraid. We really have to think about this too tactically. The second they get within range of our bows, we're just gonna gun them down. Whoop. There we go. Go, my minions. But I can't wait to show you guys the armor upgrades on the units, because I was playing with them in a few battles earlier, and damn, are they cool. We're going to start doing some new stuff for the other factions as well, just to kind of. I don't want to have Lorien be the faction that gets all the love just because we're playing with them. So I think that's something we can see in the future when I have some more days off and I have some time to really sit down and figure out what I want to go where. But it's exciting. Maybe we'll see the sub mod make a proper comeback. Ah yes, the arrow storm begins. These poor goblin archers, they never had a chance. I seem to remember there being wargs. Are they hiding? Oh, there they are. Let's move our army over a little bit. Oh, looks like... better be quick here. Looks like they're finally starting to come forward. They're tired of, of just sitting there and taking our arrows to the face. Oh, where are you? Let's annihilate these guys. Focus fire! It's total overkill, but whatever. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Incoming! And stay out. We'll have our rangers focus on those orc bodyguards and sick our bodyguard and our Lorien archers on these Snaga infantry here. Glorious. Come, feel the bite of our spears. Redirect these guys onto the Snaga skirmishers. Along with you. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is one brave warg. The bannerman. Show me what you got. Did he actually manage to kill somebody? I'll be very disappointed if that one warg manages to kill someone out of this unit. How we doing here? Looks like they're trying to bring up some of their goblin volunteers. I think they might have routed earlier. We finally managed to kill that guy? Good lord. I'm going to countercharge these goblin infantry here. We can take them. Plus, it's going to bring our infantry close enough to these Snaga skirmishers that their automatic skirmish mode is going to make them run away. We win. How are we doing over here? Quite well, by the looks of it. Our Lorien Rangers are definitely taking a toll on this this heavy orc bodyguard, which is good because they kind of chew up our light infantry, especially on equal ground like this. Like, this is not not an ideal situation to take on goblin heavy infantry, even with our powerful elven troops. I'm gonna flank these guys here. Oh, I can see the arrows flying overhead. Deadly, deadly accuracy, scything into the ranks of this goblin bodyguard unit. Kill. Cleanse, purge, kill. I've been playing a lot of Warhammer today. I'm really stoked to start that series. Okay. Alright. I think we're just about done with this goblin infantry. Once they're down and we can move our entire infantry line forward, just like that, we're just going to run them forward. Turn off our archers. We're just going to run on these guys and make them rout. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Finally, we're going to friggin' kill Grishnach. You've been a thorn in our side for too long. I can't even see him. Is that him? Oh, yes, it is. Die already. Just accept it. Lost a couple of our infantry to the goblins, but that's all right. That's all right. They lost hundreds more in exchange. Those two, they will make their way to the halls of Mandos, and they will be honored there. Maybe they'll even get out in, a couple hundred years. Have we talked about the two leaders of Lorien, the Lord and Lady of Lorien, Celeborn and Galadriel? I don't think we have. or I think we've like briefly touched on them, but we could go into a little more detail. Galadriel is probably the more interesting of the characters because she is one of the few female characters in Tolkien's work that actually does something outside of Éowyn. I always felt Arwen was kind of passive in the book. Um, what do we want to do? I think maybe they'll ransom Grishnahk. Oh, apparently not. Goodbye, Grishnahk. So what we are going to do, before we get back onto the subject of Galadriel, we're going to sweep down here. We're going to take the rest of Holland. Maybe we'll use it as a bargaining chip to make the High Elves love us. Maybe they'll strike up an alliance or something with us, or they'll be more inclined to if we give them their ancient homeland back, or we'll just keep it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Let's just deal with our finances and such before we get into that. Ooh, time to upgrade. How's Moria doing? Oh, we can finally recruit troops here. That's excellent. Holland Gate. We'll probably never be able to make anything out of there. It's just a fortress. Nice. We have our mines going. Those are almost done. So we're going to go ahead and end the turn, and we'll get back into a little bit of Galadriel's history. She, as I was saying, she's one of the more interesting characters in Tolkien's works because she's, she actually does something. And she isn't just kind of like a passive background character. Galadriel is a real player. She's probably one of, if not the most powerful Noldor in the entire mythos, maybe behind Feanor. She's certainly one of the more influential. She left Valinor in defiance of the ban of the Valar, or in defiance of the will of the Valar, along with Feanor and all of the other Noldor when they committed their great disobedience against the Valar. She did not participate in the kinslaying at all. In fact, it's probable that she tried to dissuade Feanor from using force against the Teleri at what is the name of the place? The Swan Havens. I can't remember exactly what they're called at the moment. Alqualonde, that's what it is, the first kinslaying. Because her mother was in fact Irwen, who was I believe she was the daughter of the king of Alqualonde. I can't remember his name though, so I won't hazard a guess because I'm not too sure. But yeah, her parents were Finarfin, which makes her a member of the ruling Noldor family, and Irwin of Alqualonde, which is why when she arrives in Doriath and she stays with Thingol after the secret is kind of out about the kinslaying at Alqualonde, she's allowed to remain in Doriath, one of the only Noldor who I think Thingol ever suffers to live inside of his kingdom. But she has 4 older brothers, Finrod, Orodreth, Angrod, and Angnor, all of whom die throughout the course of the Silmarillion. I believe Orodreth is killed at the Battle of Tumhalad, defending the city of Nargothrond. Finrod Felagund, obviously, he dies aiding Beren in recovering the Silmaril. He's killed in the pits of... it was a tower run by Sauron. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but he wrestles a werewolf to death with his bare hands, so he's kind of amazing. That makes him my hero. Let's see what we got here. Let's work on our finances a little more. I think we have... Oh, Galadrim Guards. No, we can't afford that yet, so we're going to work on our finances before we start pumping out our heavy infantry. Why does... Oh, never mind. I thought I was retraining them and it said they had 1 unit inside of... or 1 person inside the unit. Relations improved. Woodland Realm good. Actually, our relationship has deteriorated a little bit for some reason. Mining network. No, we don't have a lot of money for that right now. No, we're just going to keep moving towards Holland and take it. So yes, Orodreth was killed defending Nargothrond. Angrod and Angnor were killed during the Battle of the Sudden Flame. I believe it was Dagor Bragollach, which you will certainly see in the historical battle series at some point. I'm just trying to decide on a time of when I want to do it. And Finrod, of course, was killed wrestling a werewolf to death because he's just the Bear Grylls kind of hardcore badass. She had a daughter with her husband who she met living in Doriath. His name is Celeborn. He was a prince of Doriath. He was a kinsman of Thengol. Where's this city? Where is it? I thought it was over here. Not good. Whoa. Was ist das? Oh, that's boats. We don't really need those, do we? Doing some of this, though. Let's do that. I really want to save up for a mining network, though, because that's going to do wonders for our finances. Okay, we'll end the turn there. So, yes, she met her future husband, Celeborn, in the Kingdom of Doriath. I'm not sure where Celeborn was during the fall of Doriath, but he definitely retained his distrust of the dwarves throughout most of his life until Galadriel and Celeborn moved to Aragon, or Aragon. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce that, but it is the city that we're trying to reclaim right now, in fact. It was a city that saw like one of the biggest and most lasting friendships between the elves and dwarves after, hundreds of years of distrust between them and, atrocities committed on both sides. It represented like a serious overcoming of certain, cultural barriers and prejudices and bias and things like that. Where the hell is this city? Where is this? I know it's not on this side of the river. It should be over in here. Maybe it's over there. Retrain. Excellent. Let's see. I think it may be time to raise another force to start taking the fight to the rebels on this side before, What the hell? The High Elves? Okay, now we're trapped within our own territory. I'm not very happy about that. We'll see if we can't negotiate with them. But for that, we're going to need a diplomat, which we cannot make right now. Okay, that's next on the list. But the friendship between the dwarves of what would later become Moria and the Noldor of the Kingdom of Aragon was a serious accomplishment in like the relations of these two peoples. So I think that probably helped Celeborn, living alongside these people, Noldor and dwarf living amongst each other. That probably helped him maybe kind of staunch the wound left from the sack of Doriath, but who knows? But Galadriel, after the end of the War of Wrath, I guess we could do this. Sure, I'm not going to pay out another $5,000 though. After the War of Wrath, the Valar were pardoned by Ostinedil, fortress of the Elves. Ooh, they have a catapult. So we are going to besiege them, and I don't really want to fight them because I don't like fighting catapults. Catapults are definitely a big weakness that we have, especially when they're protected inside of town walls and we don't have any cavalry. Let's see. Turn that off. Upgrade the roads. You know how we do. Do some of that. And that'll do for that turn. We'll get to the we'll get to the mining network eventually, I swear. But yes, where was I? I believe we're talking about Celeborn and him living amongst in a city or in a kingdom that had close relations with the dwarves. But Galadriel, she all the Noldor were pardoned at the end of the War of the Wrath, but there's kind of two versions of the story. Galadriel's story is Galadriel and Celeborn's story actually are quite contradictory. It was always being rewritten and changed by Tolkien, and so what you end up with is a large body of work that says a whole bunch of different things. So there's two kind of like versions of the story. Is that one, Galadriel was too proud to accept the pardon of the Noldor, and the other is that she was oh wow, that actually works. Amazing. Nice. Sylvan elves that will support us. Some troops to specified location. Okay, how do we how do we call this? Gathering points centered. Interest in this location. Sure. Yes. How do we sense military forces? The gathering places you have been signed. Even though you're commanding leaders, all allies will pay their own wages. Cool. Our allies will follow us as long as they decide to stick around. Cool. Did that give us a new army that I'm not aware of? Nope. Maybe we won't do that. We need to save a little bit of money here. That should be good. Yes, let's continue. And the other version of the story, well, the two endings were, either Galadriel was too proud to accept the pardon of the Noldor, or she was not actually pardoned along with the rest of her kinsmen because of the prominent leadership role she played in the rebellion of the Noldor against the authority of the Valar. Either way, Galadriel definitely wanted to have her own kingdom in Middle Earth, and she ended up founding one of them, Lorien, the land of the Golden Wood, this place out of time that stood against Sauron, since its creation, and was like a beacon of hope, basically, in this like dark kind of wild area between Moria and Mirkwood, and southern Mirkwood. Dol Guldur is just across the river from them, and Lorien would actually be attacked from both of those fronts throughout the War of the Ring. Several times, unsuccessfully, Sauron tried to take the Golden Wood, or at least to sack it or weaken it, even though he knew very well that he would not be able to take the Golden Wood from Galadriel unless he could come there himself to throw her and the elves down. Conifben, I need you. Let's go spy on the Dunlendings, because I bet you they're up to no good. I don't think I want to start a war with the Dunlendings. I think we're going to stop our southern expansion probably about here, and then shift our forces back onto this other border here to take back the woodlands and the valleys and the vales from the forces of Sauron. Maybe we can. I don't feel like we really need Ostinethil, so maybe we can trade it for this. Make the High Elves like us a little bit. I think that'd be a fair trade. Little more in their favor. It probably does more for them than it does for us, but I feel like we don't really need this, and I don't want to share a border with Dunland, and I don't want them to attack me and end up fighting a war on 3 fronts. That would not be good. So good. Our council chambers are being built, so we can start striking up an alliance with the High Elves soon. Yeah, that's good for that turn. What can I tell you about? What else can I tell you about Galadriel? As I mentioned, the daughter of her and Celeborn was Celebrian, who I believe married Elrond, and is Arwen's mother. So she's very, very. All the elves are the remaining elves in Middle Earth are largely connected. The very prominent families are. They're kind of like European nobility, where everybody is related to everybody else. In one way or another, by blood or marriage. So she is, in fact, Arwen's grandmother. Which is really weird. Can you imagine, going and visiting your grandmother and having her be, as young as you are? Mining network. Let's do it here since it's cheaper. What do we got here? We're going to take these guys. Oh, wow. Looks like we won't have to trade off our town at all. Because I'm pretty sure this area just rebelled against the High Elves, so we're going to take that back. We're going to claim it for Lorien. It's probably all we'll need, I would imagine, to take Faradwaith, I think it is. Forward Rain. Close enough. And then next we're going to make another mining network. So far things are going pretty well for us in terms of finances. I wonder if they'll actually surrender this town to us. Like, a bloodless victory would be nice. I am worried about that catapult. Catapults are definitely a counter to the elves in this. I've balanced the game basically around the assumption that the enemy is going to have siege weapons, and that unless you're the high elves, you don't really have a lot of access to the heavy cav and the fast movers needed to counter that. So once we get later into the game and we start seeing armies that are supported by siege weapons, we're going to have a hell of a lot more difficulty in defeating the inevitable like wave after wave that's going to come out of the east. So I'm actually looking forward to that, because I want to see what kind of strategies we can come up with, how we can use the terrain, and what defeats we're going to have, because defeats can be definitely almost as fun as oh, excellent, now we can start creating our heavy infantry, but the defeats are almost as fun as our victories. I really enjoyed losing to those Balrogs, because we got to kill one of them with crappy like baseline infantry. One more turn. Maybe they'll surrender if they know what's good for them. How are we doing on our finances? Still in the green. That's good. Can we get away with that? Yes, we can. A little bit more of that. Beautiful. I really hope they don't attack us, because I don't think we could beat them back with just them. Ooh, armor upgrades. So if we do play with these Rangers of Lorien, you are going to get to see the cool armor upgrades. That's going to do for that turn. Actually, I think that's about all that I can remember off the top of my head about Galadriel and Celeborn. She was certainly... Oh, right. When the thing that gave her, whatever the reason happened to be, if she was too proud to accept the pardon of the Valar, or of the leadership role she played in the rebellion of the Noldor, she was eventually allowed to return, back home to the west where she was born, in I think like 1362 in the Years of the Trees. Like, she's really old. Nice. Thank you. Take that from you. But she was allowed to return because she rejected the power of the ring when the Fellowship came to Lothlorien. She had Frodo and the Fellowship, in her power. Frodo offers her the ring. And, oh, hello, baby. Ooh. No, that's not them. Agent detected. Rohan. Rohan spying on us. How dare you? Nice. Galadrim archers, woodland archers. The only problem is we're in Rohan, and that pisses Rohan off when we do things like that. So we're only going to have these troops for 20 or so turns. So we better use them wisely. Move them over here. Are we at least out of Rohan? Nope, apparently we're not. Let's go scout out Dol Guldur and see if we can't send some troops to support them over here. This is a little risky, but you know what? We're going to take the risk, and we are going to march across Rohan's land just because, we can. And I don't really care too much about my relations with them at the moment. I don't really view them as a big threat. Oh, hello, Fangorn. What do we got here? So, well, we still can't make our... That's not fair. Okay, so we need to make a city hall. That's next on the list. Let's do it. Okay, so that will do... No, wait. No, it won't. We need to start shifting these guys back over to the other side. But first, let's do this. So we can keep an eye on our neighbors as well as our allies. Whoop. Come on. There we go. Take the opportunity to retrain our troops while we can. Just enough to retrain our basic infantry. Okay, so that'll do. But yeah, it was Galadriel's refusal to take the ring and to, she could have probably replaced Sauron if she wanted to. If she had taken the ring, she would become extremely powerful. She's already, a serious player in terms of, like, raw, like, spiritual power. So if she had wanted to take it, she probably could have, become the next Dark Lady. But the fact that she didn't is what earned her the right to return to Valinor. Which is pretty cool. She's definitely one of my favorite characters. Come on. Come on. All right. Diplomatic information. Rune is now at war with the High Elves and with Eriador. That's hilarious. Okay. Relations worsen with Rohan, very poor. It's okay, we'll send a diplomat over there and we'll smooth things over. Another spy. No, we're going to save our money because we're kind of hemorrhaging it a little bit right now. We're only making about 1,000 per turn, which is not good. That'll do. So we got some rebels right there. Orc looters. We'll leave one of our units of swordsmen behind. That's going to be these guys, the least populous unit. Do that. I think we retrained most of these guys. Yeah, that's fine. I want to move them back over to the Western Front as quickly as possible. I think now would be a good time to start taking the battle to Mordor over here in the east. If we could gain a foothold in Dol Guldur, that'd be a nice place to strike out against the Black Gate eventually. We don't have the power to do that just yet, but we will eventually, and it will be important to have that front open to us. We should probably do something with our diplomat who's just been sitting over there not doing anything important. I am a little worried about our diplomatic relations. We haven't really been keeping up on that, and we do need to. We have like 3 factions that we have 1 diplomat to balance, our relations between. So that gets to be a little bit of a juggling act. So we should probably pay a little more attention to that. But so far, I mean, I feel like unless we screw up something diplomatically, and we have a war with Thranduil or something. Oh my Gideont. Are you seeing this? Gorduff right here. Where has it been located? In Dol Guldur. Okay. It's time. I'm gonna send these guys up here, and we're gonna ford the river over here. These guys are expendable. We could come to the aid of Rohan and see what we could accomplish with these guys. What are these? Sindar archers? Proximus, the elf. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Do we... You know what? We're going to continue with our plan to scout out Dol Guldur, and we'll see what's going on over here. That's probably the best plan we have. I mean, these guys are an expendable scouting force. They cost us nothing for upkeep, and they disappear eventually anyway, so might as well. We're gonna turn these guys around, and we're gonna send them back up here because it's a little foolish. Because now we've had a diplomatic incident with Rohan for no reason, but oh well. Damn it, Tyler! Shut up! I can't get to the next turn. So that's going to do for that turn. I'll see you guys in the battle map, or on the strategy map. Interesting. A new general could be useful. They are expensive. Drill Master, that's really good. You know what? We're going to take him. He's got some good traits. Sauron knows! Last meeting has not gone unnoticed by Sauron, and that's really freaking ominous. That kind of scares the crap out of me. It's too late in the evening for this kind of thing to be happening. If this is true, we need to be prepared for all we know. We may be considered a threat by him. That is a very good point. So we are going to spend some of our hoarded cash to... we're going to send these guys back home to defend the homeland. Mission failed. I don't even know where that place is, so that's okay. I don't feel bad. If we are going to get a counterattack and he does have the forces down here to do that. Who's guarding Dol Guldur? Castellans. What happens if we do this? 1, 2, 3. Maybe we'll take it. That would be hilarious. I would be extremely amused by that. Next turn, we're going to get some of these Sylvan Volunteers, too, to bolster our forces, which would be nice. And then we can ford the river up here. We have the option to, at least, to support our troops in the Siege of Dol Guldur. We may have to assault it and just say, you know, casualties be damned, and just try and take it from them. They don't have a whole lot there. If they don't, you know, make a whole bunch of units, because I know the AI can create units even while they're under siege. If they don't make, you know, a whole bunch of units, we may just have to try that, just so we can deny, you know, Dol Guldur to the enemy for the time being, and then we can reinforcement with some of our with a more permanent garrison later. But that is actually, I think, going to have to do for the episode. It's probably been about half an hour at this point. So we're going to see the results of our gamble here at Dol Guldur in episode 6. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you again. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.